Capricorn, it's Jen here. I'm doing your December reading. So, just real quick, I want to just go over some very general astrological events. Um, so, on December 14th, we have a new moon in the sign of Sagittarius, which will be in as we come into December until the solstice. Technically, might be the day before this year. I don't know. I'm a Sagittarius, and my 50th birthday is December 20th, 21st. For fuck's sake, I don't even know when my birthday is. So it's the solstice. So, but what's going on this day is Jupiter and Saturn are going to be conjunct, which means they're going to be really, really close together. And whether you believe in astrology or not, it's definitely something you want to make sure you take a look. It should be actually fairly easy to see at that time. The moon shouldn't be too bright at that point. And that you can already see them close together. My son and I were outside last weekend, I think it was, and he was like, "What is that?" So I have one of those cool apps that you can hold up to the sky, and it has the constellations, and it tells you what it is, and they're just beautiful, and they're very bright, and I would just suggest you take a look. So they're conjunct in the sign of Aquarius. So this is something that really, when they come this close together, very, very close together, only happens, I did a little bit of research, every 20 years. It really sort of ushers in a whole new era, a new generation almost, a new, just something as someone will see as a new sort of chunk of time of our history when it's looked back upon. And so we have Jupiter, which is the sign of Sagittarius, the planet that rules Sagittarius. It's expansive, it's big, it's positive, it's lucky. It's just a really, it's like a big giant golden retriever. It just is happy and it wants to run and play and just be free, right? And Saturn, which is ruled by you guys, Capricorn, is it's just grounded, it's more structured, it's more cautious. It would like to have a plan first. It just doesn't want to leap off the cliff like Sagittarian would. And so it's just more methodical and it's just responsible. You guys are a very responsible sign. You're ruled by Saturn that wants to slow things down. It wants structure, that grounded. You're an earth energy. And we need both, right? So I think this is going to be a special, and then we're in Aquarius. It's happening in the constellation, the sign of Aquarius, which sounds like it's a water sign, but it's not. It's an air sign. So the cerebral. But the Aquarians are the inventors of the zodiac. They're the out-of-the-box thinkers. They're the ones who take something like COVID and see a need and allow that to inspire them to invent things or reinvent things in a whole different way that most of us wouldn't be able to think of, that solves a need or levels us up to a whole new way of doing things. Think of the iPhone, right? Think of how that drastically changed our world, good or bad, whatever, both. It totally changed the way our entire world functions and works. So they bring us to a new concept, a new level of thinking, because they're able to see things the way most of us can't. So how do our need to break free, but our need for structure, and how can I had to draw a Venn diagram. Where do the things meet? And so let's focus on, where the things come together. What do we all need, and how can we just reinvent things or invent new things, reimagine our lives? So letting go of the confines of Saturn, the devil's in the details, getting caught in the details. Let's let our mind go. Let's expand. Let's if we could do anything, if we could run free, what would it be? Now, how can we practically make that happen? And it may involve some really different, I'm getting a Knight of Swords energy, a really different, or even a Hanged Man, a really different shift in perspective and completely how we look at everything could need to change. But then once it does, it's incredible how the road just opens up to us. A new path, a new way just so simply unfolds in front of us. I got something about being left-handed. I don't know what that, either you've met someone that's left-handed. For me, left-handed people are extremely creative. So maybe, again, you have this more creative, entrepreneurial side where you want part of you to allow yourself to run free and not be a slave to your nature. So we don't want to work against your nature because we need Saturn. Lord, we need Capricorns in the world. But we also don't need Capricorn to shoulder everything. So how do you free yourself from that? When the pandemic, I think this came up last month, I don't remember what sign. When the pandemic started, it could have been your sign. When things started shutting down, my boss came in and she's pretty cool cucumber, and she was, I could just feel she was frantic, and everyone was pissed at her because she's a very high level person. And I just, someone's so mad and how I do this, and she was just, and I looked at her and said, you can't fix this. I said, if anyone could fix it, it would be you. But you can't fix this pandemic in general. I mean, we can all do our part, right? But she couldn't make this good for people, for everyone else, for the institution. She couldn't fix it, and it stopped her. And she looked at me, and she sort of, I could see her sort of reflect on what she was doing, and she was like, "You're right." And you could see her at that moment let it go. Let the responsibility of something that she could not even possibly be responsible for go. So I see that type of needing to do that type of thing with yourself and have it being very, very freeing. I also see you either reflecting upon a time that you were traveling. I see this very specific scene in Outlander, which has come up several times in these readings. Maybe you'll be rewatching Outlander, but I think it's in the very first episode, and it's the music. They are traveling on horseback, and they just have this music going, and they're just showing passage of time as they're, you travel by horseback, things take a lot longer. They're passing time and traveling. It's just showing sort of this montage of time. So I don't know if you'll be doing a lot of reflecting, if you'll actually be in the car traveling, kind of looking out the window as the scenery pass by and reflecting upon things. That's really all I got there. But it may be in this time that you have some of this epiphany of you can't fix something. I see you needing to get up and move. I don't see that you don't move. I see a change in routine. Oh shoot, I said something about eclipse time and I forgot to look it up. So you may want to look at the eclipse. We had eclipse in January, and I mean June and Sag. We have like the Sag Gemini thing going on. So, and maybe at the end of November, did I miss that was an eclipse? So basically June and around this time of the year, what was going on in June and even January of last year, and what's coming around now may be tied up and need to be completed and released. Listen to your body, or if someone's talking to you, I don't give medical advice except for the fact that if you feel like something's going on, even if you can't put your finger on it, go to the doctor. That's my medical advice. Go to a medical professional. You may find that some intuition, you were correct. I don't see anything bad happening. I just think if you have a sense that something's wrong, get it checked out. Because I think you'll be like, oh, wow, I felt really tired because my thyroid's messed up. Something like that. I see a significant internal shift in you. And it will manifest itself on the physical plane, but it's going to be profound. And whether it has to do kind of with what I was talking about before, or it could be something totally different. I mean, I'm reading for hundreds of people, but again, that shift in perspective, that shift in thinking, of freeing yourself from something. You may have an idea for a book. That could be the Aquarius energy. So maybe something you just have I feel like you have a different idea, an Aquarian idea, something very different from the way you've thought about things. And I think it's something that people will want to hear, that people will resonate with, that people are hungry for. Okay. And did I say we had a full moon in Cancer on the 30th? I think I've forgotten to say that. I've gone off on the Jupiter-Saturn conjunction and then forgotten. So that'll be kind of fun to have a full moon around the new year in Cancer. So Cancer's the mom. Cancer's the warm hug. They're a wonderful sign. They're very steady. They're very, for the water signs, the signs that rule our emotions, Cancers are very grounded for me. But there's a lot more under the surface. Never underestimate a Cancer. I don't see them, they're not vindictive like a Scorpio maybe, but they're much smarter than you may give them credit for. And they do have, they're the tip of the iceberg. They do have that deep level of emotion. So I don't know if there's a Cancer in your life that may be, I don't know. I don't necessarily see anything negative happening with this Cancer. I'm sorry, I'm just getting this, so I'm trying to figure out what I'm getting. They may be significant this month. Something they say may be a catalyst for this shift in your thinking. I don't know. Let's see what comes up in the cards. Oh, geez, 13 minutes for Christ's sakes. Using the Chrysalis Tarot. This was a request by a viewer. I'm happy to do that. Queen of Fire. Queen of Wands. This is that Sag energy, that Jupiter energy. We're going to be in Sagittarius till the 20th or 21st, whatever, till the solstice. So let's just leave it at that. This is motivation, action, getting up and moving, changing your routine. It's mutable energy. I'm open to new things. I'm going with the flow. I'm exploring my creativity. I don't have necessarily a plan or a goal. I'm enjoying the journey, but don't be fooled. Oh, so I'm getting a Fool card energy. The Fool is not foolish. The Fool knows that if you wait for the perfect time, I always say the T, often will never come. And the Fool knows that if you want things to happen and you want to experience life and you want to make changes, sometimes you need to just take a leap of faith and go for it. The Queen of Wands, so the fire signs, the young fire signs, they get all excited about something. And then if it's hard or after a week or two or even less, they're like, yeah, it's hard. I don't feel like doing it. The Queen's not like that. She's mature. So she's unwavering. She doesn't need the instant gratification. She can keep her enthusiasm and motivation going much much longer, and she sees things through to fruition. So this is a great energy to work with. Again, it's inspiring, it's passionate, it's creative, it's exploring, it's mutable, but it's still staying on a course. It's still staying on track. Wow. Okay, so you have love coming up here, the Two of Cups, bringing passion back into a relationship, mixing things up, get up and move, change in routine. Travel. I'm trying to look back into what I was saying. Oh, listen to your body. Maybe if you haven't felt as um, sexually attracted or not attracted, like, yeah, you just haven't felt like you want to have sex. I don't know how else to say it. I don't know why I'm trying to sugarcoat it. I would suggest going to the doctors. So perhaps, and you could get your passion back. Perhaps you're on a medication, or a medication needs tweaking, or there's something else going on, maybe some hormones. I don't know. That could be causing something that you are blaming yourself for, or vice versa in a relationship. It could be your partner. Maybe, there's something else going on. And a quick trip to the doctors could actually really make a huge change, and you just didn't have any idea. But I see passion coming back into the relationship, playing together. Maybe you go to like a camp, the travel. I see that deer is making me think of deer camp in Vermont. Outside, sitting by a fire, a campfire. Maybe doing silly, fun, playful things like camping in your own backyard, or using that Aquarian energy, finding inventive, fun ways to do things now. But I don't want this to be a burden to you. I can already see you going, ugh, now I have to. No, I feel like this is just something pops into your head and you just spontaneously do it. You're not spending tons of time. You're doing it simply. You're not allowing it to become a big deal. And looking where do maybe I over plan or over something, and maybe it can be shorter, easier, so it's more enjoyable or something like that. Connecting, maybe, or maybe you say, hey, love, if you're with someone, why don't you plan something? Would you plan something, or would you see if sometimes people just don't know. They think, oh, they always do it and they do it better and they don't like the way I do it. So, you never know. So having communication, but framing it, of course, in the, hey, I would love for us to be able to have some sexy time or something. You know what I mean? Oh, that's a weird message, but it's awesome. It's a very practical. I think a lot of people probably can relate to that. Oh, now I'm fidgeting. If you're single, a fire sign, someone you're really passionate about. I have my incense stick. It smells really good. Someone you want to do something with, someone that's active. So if you've been with people in the past, maybe you fall into this really sedentary or stuck routine. This person is more active, they're enthusiastic, they're funny, they're creative. And the fire signs are fun to be around. They can be a little exhausting for you guys because of that, because you may want to cocoon and just curl up and stay home. It doesn't mean they can't do that. So, finding that balance. Let's see what the balance is on the other side, though. The Wheel of Fortune. Change in fortune. This could be a change in finances, a change. This is just kind of the world is always kind of changing, no matter if you want it to or not, good or bad, and to stay centered in the middle of the wheel. and being able to find that solace, that centeredness, that mindfulness, while the craziness doesn't always have to be negative at all. It can be this is a very fortunate card, actually, a very, very positive, lucky. This is Jupiter. So you have a lot of fire because you are the earth. You have a lot of fire and then water, this love. So it's staying positive, allowing for things to change and thinking that might be okay. That may bring in positive things. Being open, opening yourself up to passion, to some spontaneity. Not always being the planner, but not in a fuck all y'all's, but in a, I don't know. I see more play. I see a lightning, but I see it coming as a shift in you. What's at the bottom? Wow, the wish card. Holy crap. It could whip. I don't promote gambling, but as long as you don't have a gambling problem, if you don't pick up a lottery ticket, for Christ's sakes, my God. The wish card. Now, the wish card, it's so funny. Some of the more traditionally negative cards I welcome, and some of the really positive cards, like the Nine of Cups, there's a caution in it because it's be careful what you wish for, not like, oh, something bad's going to happen. But I guess be careful of the thinking of once I can check this thing off my list, everything will be better. Once the pandemic's over, and I'm not saying if the pandemic being over wouldn't solve a lot of problems for people. So, but if it's sort of more an emotional thing, once something's over, then I'll be happy. Then I'll feel unstressed. Then I will feel. And so the looking for the external to solve the internal, there are, again, some very situational things that do really relieve things when they happen. But a lot of things, what is it? I can't remember who says it. Wherever you go, there you are. Maybe Ram Dass, I can't remember. Wherever you go, there you are. You bring yourself everywhere with you, which means you bring the spiraling thoughts, which often can be negative. We can train ourselves to spiral positively, but I don't know if it's our fight or flight reflex that makes us, oh, you don't want to do that again because it hurt us, it scared us, it worried us. It's that fight or flight kicks in. But how can we manage that? How can we stay centered? How can we calm that down? How can we ride the storm? We can't fix a lot of things. So how can we not allow us to be derailed? It's very, very difficult. And I think the Nine of Cups can do that in the sense that how many times do we say, oh, I hope I get a good parking space, and we get it, and we instantly forget that wish came true. Oh, I hope you find $20 in your pants. Isn't that the best thing? I love finding money that I've forgotten about. Even if it's a dollar, it makes my day. But looking at the things our loved ones does for us instead of they don't put the fucking toilet paper on the thing. You would hate me. I never do. I'll go through whole rolls of toilet paper without putting them on the roll. That's probably why I'm single, but that's okay. How do we, and it's not to what's the word? Minimize, or that the other stuff isn't real and valid, because I hate that. I hate when people, oh, someone always has it worse. Well, yes, but it doesn't mean what you're going through doesn't count and isn't difficult and it's not real and you aren't feeling it. But how can we at least start to programming ourselves that we don't have to focus on the negative, rehash every stupid fucking thing we've done and said in our whole life going back to freaking childhood. Oh my God, I will wake myself in the middle of the night thinking about something I did in sixth grade. It's ridiculous. And how can we remember the kind things and the positive things and the things we're not there yet, but we're trying really hard. And we were successful dealing with this person who usually triggers me, but I didn't let them trigger me. And I got a break here and, whatever. So not putting all of our hopes on some dream and wish, but learning to see the magic and the beauty and the way our wishes are actually coming true all the time. We just discount it. Discount? Maybe you're getting a big sale on something. We don't retain it for whatever reason. It just comes and goes, and then we say, oh, nothing ever good happens to us. Nothing ever comes through. Okay, Capricorn, I truly, truly hope you have a wonderful, wonderful December, and that you're safe and happy and well, and your loved ones, and that you have some sexy time, and that you buy that lottery ticket and win some money. Best wishes. Take care.